Hello, beautiful divine individuals. I am Yatunde. I really don't go by a specific title, considering that I am pretty much all about holistic medicine, spiritual wellness, and all things culture. Okay? But one thing that I do take pride in is that I am actually a certified Yoni practitioner. And that is actually what I've come to discuss with you guys about is actually the yoni. The yoni. What is the yoni? I know we've heard this word and we really don't know. What is the yoni? Okay, what is this yoni steaming? What are yoni eggs? And I'm here to really talk about that with you guys. Okay, now, first and foremost, it is important to understand your life force and your womb and to be able to connect with it. And in order to do that, you must be able to call her by name. And that is the yoni. Yoni is Sanskrit for sacred space. And that's it in a nutshell. That's your sacred space. That is your life force. That is your womb. That is where you creativity and life thrives. Okay? And again, it's often called by other things. Okay, you've probably heard of it as pum pum, the JJ, vagina, privacy area, so on and so forth. But yoni is actually the official name of your womb and your life force, okay? And it's not just a place of pleasure, okay? It's not just a place of pleasure, and it's most definitely nothing dirty or shameful about it, okay? It is actually the direct source to your divine feminine. Okay? Your direct source to the divine feminine. And there are many ways to actually honor and cherish your yoni. And that's what we're actually going to discuss today. And the few things that I want you guys to really understand. First and foremost, when honoring your yoni, stop believing that it's dirty, shameful, or nothing good to look at. Stop believing that, okay? Because that is the furthest from the truth. Take a look at her, okay? Take a look in the mirror and actually look at her. See what she looks like. Okay. Actually take a moment to admire your life force. And be mindful also. Be mindful of who and what you invite into your sacred space. Very, very, very important. Okay. Now, when preparing to become intimate with someone or considering inviting someone into your sacred space, there are a couple of questions that you should definitely ask. And the first question is, do they honor and respect me and my essence? Very, very, very important. Okay. And also, do they value and respect me? Do they value and respect me? Now, if the answers to those questions are yes, yay, do as you will, do as you please, okay? That is totally up to you. And also, I'm gonna need for you guys to remember that you hold the keys to your sacred space, okay? You hold the keys to your sacred space. So you have the right to not allow one into your sacred space. It doesn't have to be anything wrong with them. It doesn't have to be anything just out of the way. You have the right to reject someone into your sacred space. It's yours. And it is to be respected, honored, and cherished, just as you do. Okay? And also be mindful of what you invite into your sacred space. So therefore, if you have an intimate partner, think about the ways you're using contraception, okay? If you would like to go the more natural, holistic route, okay, there are condoms that are out there that are more on the natural element, whereas they don't contain certain spermicides or toxic chemicals inside of the condoms that really would affect your yoni or your sacred space. And also for those of us who still receive cycles, you might want to consider switching over to menstrual cups, or even if that's not your thing, you can switch on over to a more natural way of using pads. They do have pads called bamboo charcoal pads, and they are really, really good. I personally use them, and I have noticed a difference. So just look at all of the ways that you can actually honor and respect your yoni, and change up the ways that you actually work with your yoni and deal with your yoni. Like, there are so many things and so many options when it comes down to honoring and loving on your yoni. Okay. And remember, she is your sacred sister. Okay. Honor, respect, and love her. Okay. And another very, very, very big thing when it comes down to cherishing and honoring your sacred space is yoni steaming. Yoni steaming, yoni steaming. And that is what I'm here to talk to you guys about. Yoni steaming. Now, I do actually have yoni steams, excuse me. And I actually prepare these myself and I use them as well. So they come in a size like this, but I also do have sample sizes that come in a bag that like this. They're small, and you can use them for 1 to 2 uses. And let's talk about steaming. What is steaming? What is it? Like, what is steaming anyway? So, okay, steaming is actually, it involves you sitting over a steaming pot of water that contains different herbs and oils. And it's an ancient practice, actually. It's an ancient practice, and it's been used for centuries. And it pretty much is a way of healing your yoni by allowing the steam from those herbs and oils to actually penetrate the vagina and go upward, doing the healing, wonderful, 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 magical properties that it does. So with that being said, consider vaginal steaming or V-steaming as a vaginal facial, basically. Okay, it helps us divine feminine beings to reconnect with our body and to improve menstruation, as well as regulate various health issues such as ovarian cysts, uterine fibroids, irregular or absent cycles, and it also helps with endometriosis. Okay, and it also helps to improve the menstrual cycle by reducing pain caused by cramps, bloating, exhaustion, as well as regulate irregular or even absent cycles. Okay, now yoni steaming also encourages a healthy and happy womb inside and out. Okay, the yoni or womb or origin of life is to be celebrated and cherished with delight, period. Period. Okay. And if somebody else doesn't love your yoni as much as you love your yoni, do not invite them in. Okay. And you heard that from me. You heard that from me. But steaming is not taboo. Instead, like I was saying before, it is an ancient practice. It is ancient wisdom of the indigenous African, Asia, and Mayan cultures. Okay. Now, steaming allows us to reconnect with our source of power by honoring our sacred space and relationship with our potent, divine, feminine energy. Okay, as well as healing, reconnecting spiritually, and taking back ownership. Isn't that cool? Like, literally, we can do so much while yoni steaming. It's just amazing. Now, steaming is also a ritual that is done about 2 to 3 times a month for about 20 or 30 minutes per session, and is pretty much the exercise of cleansing and healing the vagina, cervix, and your whole reproductive space. Now, something very important that a lot of us women don't know is that a lot of trauma that we endure is actually held, stored, and rebirthed within our womb, which is our yoni. So it is especially important to cleanse and clear. For your yoni is more than just a place of pleasure. It's more than just your pum pum, and it's more than just your vagina, but it's a sacred space of power, and it's a source of your life force. Now comes the good stuff. Did you know that yoni vaginal steaming actually makes sex juicier? Yeah, I'm gonna just let that sit on your little heart for a second. Yes, indeed. Yoni steaming actually makes sex juicier, okay? Now, emotionally, it promotes self love, confidence, encourages the feeling of being sexy and sensual. And steaming also increases circulation and lubrication, which increases the libido, making sex more enjoyable. Steaming itself is just arousing. Like, steaming itself, it just feels good. And it, like I said, it's arousing, but it's specifically arousing also to the labia and the clitoris. Again, it just feels amazing. Y'all ready for some more good stuff? I know. But no, another benefit of yoni steaming is that it actually increases fertility. And it increases fertility by allowing the hardened up lining and buildup to actually be released, allowing the fertilized egg or eggs to actually attach and thrive. And another bonus is the fact that it also speeds the recovery after birth by clearing all of that excess material, as well as heal tears that were caused by vaginal births, C-sections, as well as just any type of stress that you may have endured while giving birth. Now, a few key factors to consider when yoni steaming. As far as afterbirth, give your body time to heal on its own after birth before actually steaming. Your body is an amazing thing. Your yoni is an amazing thing. Your womb is an amazing power source. There are so many things that your womb can do naturally on its own. And that's why it's especially important to be able to take care and honor it, because it is a life force. It is just a majestic healer of itself. Okay? Also, just to go ahead and clear the air, these are times where you do not steam. Yeah, I know the question was coming. So when can I steam and when can I not steam? Do not steam while on your cycle if you have an IUD in, okay? If you are pregnant, and a lot of us want to know, why is it that we should not steam while pregnant? Okay, so later on in the pregnancy, but just for safety precautions, I recommend, just not steaming unless your doctor says otherwise and says that it's okay. So understand that when you're steaming, you're actually putting a lot of heat. Well, not really a lot of heat, but you're putting a certain amount of heat into your womb. Okay. And if you are further along in pregnancy, that can actually stimulate contractions. So that's why a lot of people don't understand this, but that is why we don't steam while pregnant. If you are considering steaming while pregnant, consult with your physician first. Consult with your physician first. And I'm going to say it again. Consult with your physician first. Okay. Very, 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 very important. Okay. Because again, your womb is a life force all on its own. Okay. So just consult with your physician. And also, another very important factor is if you have any STDs or STIs or any infections, it is important not to steam, because that can actually allow the infection to get worse. So again, consult with your physician, consult with your physician, consult with your physician if you have any of these factors taking place outside, of course, your cycle. But yes, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to inbox me, leave a comment. I know this video is going to be posted on a plethora of platforms. So if you are able to reach me directly, reach me that way. Or you are more than welcome to visit my website at www.houseofculture.com. It has been a pleasure. Be divine, be great, be amazing, and continue to honor and cherish yourself.